waved, or maybe even you threw a kiss to Mr. Battle, Ray Quinn. He's a platinum-selling recording artist, musical theatre actor. Of course, he was in Brookside as well, way back in the day, and is a champion of dancing on ice. Well, I'm delighted to say he's come into the studio along with his manager, who's local boy, Steve Coxwell. Hello, Steve.
How you doing? Nice to be here.
I'm fine. Thank you very much indeed. Thanks both of you for coming in. And so, Ray, are we looking after you?
Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah, I love Jersey. I'm having such a great time here. The float yesterday was fantastic. The support and the turnout was fantastic, and I was blowing my fair few kisses. And
a friend of mine said on Facebook apparently that you blew her one. I might get you to give her an autograph actually, and that will really embarrass her.
Somebody was talking about my jacket as well, saying it looked like a geography teacher's jacket, but actually I had it made specifically for Jersey.
Did you?
Yeah, it's got all flowers inside on the.
That's dedication.
I got taking the mick. It was taking.
Are you going to wear it again tonight, or have you got one with? Lights?
I've got a different outfit tonight.
Have you? We'll have to.
I've brought about 12 pairs of shoes with me.
He's like a woman. Trust me.
What are you saying, Steve?
Honestly, I could give so many secrets away. He's like a woman. He spent $600 in New York last week on shoes, on one pair.
I'm a woman. I wouldn't do that, and I haven't done that. So I think you're generalising here.
I'm just,
So you love
shoes.
So you love shoes.
Yeah.
You see, I'm bags. I do. But what's yours?
Watches.
Watches. You see, there's always
Watches and woman.
watches and women.
It's not a bad combination.
Watch the time. Anyway, where are we going with this conversation? I'm really not sure. So you've got a different jacket then for tonight.
Yes. Yeah. Do you know what? It's been like yesterday, going down to see people and just the buzz, the excitement that people had about it was great. And especially with the weather, not knowing what to do. The turnout was fantastic.
Yeah. So Steve, you're a local boy. So with the Jersey Battle of Flowers, you obviously knew what it was. You were able to sort of promote it to Ray in some way and say, you've got to do this, mate.
Yeah, well, I was actually in the battle many years ago on the Island Band.
Okay.
And, Jersey's a massive part of my life. It's been the foundations of where I am today and what I've been doing in London. And I said to Ray, look, it's a captive audience and it's a great market. People will love you over there. So let's get over and enjoy the atmosphere and then we'll piggyback that with a concert as well. So.
And I've not been disappointed.
I was going to say, because how does it work with a manager and yourself? I mean, if Steve pitches something to you like that and you're like, if you really just think, do you know what, I don't want to do that, do you say that or do you just go with what he says? How does it work for you?
Oh no, me and him are like brothers. We're like twins.
I've been called his dad last night.
Is that when you were out? Oh no, we mustn't mention that.
No, we weren't out last night.
I trust him 100% on everything. So and I knew I wouldn't have been disappointed because I know Gareth Gates and he was Mr. Battle a few years back. I think it was 2 years back.
Yeah.
And I asked him about it and he was like, "Oh mate, you've got to go. It's a great turnout. The people love it." And so as I say, I wasn't disappointed.
We tried to get him on yesterday, but apparently he's resting his voice, so he wasn't able to talk. But he did say he'd like to come back. So let's talk about a little bit more about you, Ray, and how you sort of got into being famous.
Oh God!
I mean,
that word.
Don't you like the word then?
No, not famous.
Well known.
No,
celebrity.
Famous is like I don't know. I don't really like it. I'm just.
So how would you describe yourself then if you're not famous? What would you say? If somebody said to you, "Who are you? What do you do?"
I'm a singer, songwriter, artist, dancer, whatever you like. I do it all. But I'm an entertainer, I suppose. That's who I am.
Did you always want to be an entertainer?
I started dancing when I was like. My mum taught me when I was like 3, so I've been dancing all my life, and then I finished. I started competing around the world, doing dance competitions, and then going to a dance school after school. It was called Chiltern Castons in Liverpool. It was a great school. And then I went for my first acting job. I went for my first audition for Brookside, got the bug, and then I want to do more acting. Then I started singing. I was about 12, and then X Factor. And
why did you decide on the X Factor?
Well, I didn't want to do it. I was like 17. I had my little Fez bomb, my Ford Fiesta. I was washing my car one day, and my mum had sent off for the profile, for the application thing, and it came through the door, and I was ignoring it, just being a stroppy teenager. And my dad said, "You know what, mate? That thing is, we've had another one come through, another application. We only sent off for one." And then a couple of weeks later, we had another one come through, and my nanny was like, when she was alive, bless her, she always believed in some, whatever's meant for you wouldn't pass you by. So she believed in fate. So I sort of took it on a whim, and I said, okay, I'll do it. And then I went and did it and never looked back, really. I enjoyed the whole experience. I had a platinum selling album. It was like a whole whirlwind of emotions, and it happened so fast.
Yeah.
And then I got released, I got dropped, and I went into the West End and started doing stuff what I could fall back on, I suppose. And but never lost sight of the music. Always wanted to be in the music, but just never felt like the right time. And it's only recently I thought, you know what, I've got to make a decision on something here as far as my career goes and what I want to do for the next 25, 30 years. And it was always the music. And as I say, I'm in a different point in my life now where I'm a husband, I'm a father. So I needed to make a decision. So we made that decision, and we're 110% committed behind the music.
So is that for sort of the stability of the family, if you like? I mean, but you wouldn't say never if somebody offered you a plum part in a West End show or a soap opera or something. I mean,
we've turned down lots of work to focus just on the music.
Yeah.
It's something Ray and I spent a long time discussing because it's a big risk and
massive risk,
and
well, especially when you're well known for Brookside or you're well known for being on the telly.
Well, what it is, people say to me now. Yesterday, everyone was like, "Where's your skates?" I actually said, "I can't put them in. I won't get them through customs. They're knives at the end of the day." But I love that experience. Dance on Ice has been absolutely fantastic. I've been very blessed in my career to have done a variety of different things, but also along the way lost focus on actually what it is I want to do and where I started, and it was the music, and that's why dancing is music. It inspires me every single day. So that's what makes me happy.
But I imagine that all the exposure you have had on the television has helped you now to sort of springboard onto the music.
It's given a brand recognition. Ray's well known. He's won 3 public voting shows on ITV. But in terms of focus now, you sort of have that base of now to saying, I've tried all these different things. What do I really want to do? What am I most passionate about? And that's something we're all about the music right now. And been out to New York loads of times recently, just recording, and it's really exciting, but it's a big risk as well. But we're excited about it.
Yeah.
Well, you got a new single. We've got it here.
Yeah.
You're going to introduce it.
This song's called "I Don't Do Don't," which is pretty tough for a Scouser to say because everyone's like, me alpha, like my dad can't. He still can't say. He goes to me, "Don't do don't. What's it want? Do don't do." No, I don't do don't, and it's written by a lady called Linda Lewis. It's never been recorded, never been released, and she allowed me to use it on the album.
Linda Lewis was a 70s icon.
Yeah.
She was very famous. In fact, her sister Shirley Lewis is George Michael's backing singer, and she's been doing a lot of backing vocals on the new album for us as well. So it's part of the family now.
Yeah.
Sounds like a mafia, isn't it?
Well, let's hear it.
Some people don't do stairways. Some people don't do buses. They got to do it their way. I don't know what all the fuss is. I don't do don't when it comes down to you. I don't do don't, 'cause I do. Some people don't do dancing. Some people don't do drink. That don't stop me from fancying someone like you, I think. Yeah, I don't do don't when it comes down to you, girl. I don't do don't, 'cause I do. Together, yeah. It's written in the stars, we can make it forever. Yeah, yeah. I don't do don't. I Well, I do.
That's Ray Quinn. And I don't.
There we go.
Yay! I'm obviously not a Scouser because I can say it. That's good news. That's good news. Fantastic sort of blues and soul and that sort of lovely jazz thing.
Yeah,
And
I think that's what it is. We were looking for a signature sound, really, that, you know, you can say, oh, that's Ray, you know. But I, with my background with swing, I wanted to give it a tip of the hat to the swing and what I did. But the swing stuff was very focused on proper, like, Fly Me to the Moon, My Way, like stuff that people recognise. But I wanted to do stuff like now with that jazzy influence, but songs that not necessarily swung. So
yeah,
it's been tough. You know, we worked hard on the sound that we wanted to get, and the other stuff on the album is absolutely. I mean, I'm really excited to play it. You know.
Yeah, and as you say, you've got people, you know, like Linda Lewis, who are you know, behind it all as well.
Yeah, well, we've been blessed in working with one of the world's best producers in this field in that genre of music, David Fink, who's worked with Elton John, George Michael, Rod Stewart, Carly Simon. And when we've been going out to New York, he's been really inspirational. It's been a fantastic experience. And then working with the session musicians who've been working with like Bruce Springsteen, the Rolling Stones. So we haven't compromised on quality, put it that way. And actually, Ray and I have financed everything ourselves. So it's
so far
it focuses your mind when it's your own money. So
I'm sure that's right. I'm sure it does.
Financial pain disciplines the mind.
Yeah.
What about the experience on X Factor and working with Simon Cowell? Did that shape in any way the way you now sing your music, what you want from the industry?
I learnt a lot, I think, doing that. You know, looking back, the experience was such a massive experience for me. I know, and learning in the studio and how to be and how to, you know, approach yourself in the right way. But he was very, you know, driven and professional, and it just, you know, rubbed off on me, I suppose. You know, like. But like I say, the first time round, it was a massive opportunity for me. But it was happened so fast, I couldn't take it all in. Whereas now, like, and I wasn't really in control of like what was happening, what was doing. I went in, I sang my songs, and I finished. But you know, I've got a platinum selling album. I can't thank him enough for that. You know.
I think the thing is I used to manage the boy band Blue, and it's, you know, there's a lot of naivety as the artists. They're not aware of everything. And what I've done with Ray is teaching the whole infrastructure, what goes on behind the scenes, the financial side, the balance sheet. So we're in more control now, and setting ourselves up for longevity and having a career in this industry.
Yeah, and he sent his love as well. I mean, we've got, you know, friends of friends who know him and whatever, and he said, oh, you know, Ray sends his love, and he sends it back. You know, he's like, he's really nice guy. Like, that's the one question, if I had £1 for every time somebody says, what's Simon Cowell like?
I haven't asked you that, so...
You know what I mean? If I had £1 for every time somebody says that. Well, he's actually a really nice guy, you know, he got on really well.
Well, I suppose he has that persona, doesn't he? And you don't know whether you like him or you hate him, because that's the sort of image he gives you, so you're never quite sure.
He's just honest, I think. I think, you know, he says it how it is, and I think that's the best way, really.
And having him back, I think, getting back on the X Factor, he'd be great, you know.
So, with the family and everything, travelling around, how does that all fit in? Because you've got a little boy now as well.
Yes, I've got a little boy, he's beautiful. I adore him. Yeah, my wife's in Jersey Boys at the minute in the West End. She's doing 8 shows a week, so she's working, I'm working, and we've got a nanny and stuff, but we're balancing it really well, to be honest. We're quite a strong unit, you know, strong family. So
I'm the second wife.
Yeah, he's my second wife, yeah.
Except I don't wear a dress.
Exactly.
No, because you wear watches, don't you? That's right. Dresses aren't your thing, from what we were hearing. And what about musicals? I mean, you've been through the sort of musical phase as well. What did you enjoy about being in the theatre and doing musicals?
Again, just performing, you know, and there was always that medicine of going on stage. It's just something, it's just in you. It's only in certain people. But it's like a drug to me. I find it like, you know, when I don't perform for a while, I get like a bit down and stuff. But then when I do a performance, like, it lifts my spirits. It's such a, you know, it's like a click of the finger, you know, for me. And I was just saying, like, and as well, playing likes of Danny Zuko and stuff as a child, you know, it was one of my dreams to play Danny Zuko. And I remember the first musical I went to see was Saturday Night Fever, and I was a kid, you know, and actually my wife was in it, and I didn't know. My future wife was actually in that show. I was watching. I was like 16. It's the first show I ever seen, and she was like 18. And I didn't know. It's mad because we look back and go, I can't believe I watched that and you was in it, and now I'm married with you and with a child. But ever since seeing that musical, seeing Tony Manero like proper dancing, I was like, I want to do that. I want to do that. At least experience it. And I can say that I have. I've been very lucky.
What's funny is Shirley Lewis, who lives out. She's married to Luke Goss from Bros. And Luke he played Danny in Grease as well, so we've got these common links, haven't we?
Yeah. Everywhere you go, everybody's intertwined.
Yeah, and I used to live next door to Shirley and Luke as well years ago in London, which is mad. And we've all come back together. It's like, it's happening for a reason, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
You said earlier, Steve, that Jersey sort of set you up for what you're doing now. In what way?
Well, I just think, in terms I worked in the finance industry for over 20 years, and Jersey's an really great regulated industry. And but I just think the quality of life you get in Jersey is amazing, and people take it for granted sometimes. So for sport and for my financial career, it was just a great place to get a good base, get the foundations properly embedded. And taking that to London, it set me up really well. So I always remember my roots, but I do think sometimes it's good to get out in the bigger world, and I wouldn't have met Ray otherwise. So it's like London, there's so many avenues to explore. I own a couple of pubs in London as well, and London's exciting, it's buzzing, and if you can you make it in London, you can make it anywhere. But Jersey for me it was just a very important part of my life, and it is home, and it's like I want to see it do well. I want to see Jersey do well and prosper. So that's why we're here, because I think it's a great opportunity.
Yeah. So how did you get into being a what's your title? What are you? You're manager, promoter, tour?
Music manager.
Yeah, because and you got pubs as well. You seem to.
He's everything.
I was going to say.
I've never met anybody as driven, as focused as this guy. I'm telling you, he's unbelievable. He's taught me a lot, and he has inspired me in the last few weeks. I mean, people say to us, how long have you known each other? And people are guessing 2, 3, maybe 4, 5 years. I've known this guy for
20 weeks.
20 weeks.
20 weeks,
and we've done so much,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, music. I play the piano, and when I was a kid over in Jersey, I entered all the competitions, and I won quite a lot of them. And I made music. One of my first records was a guy who lives over here still, Mark Mitchell, and we made a song. I think a record back in 89 or maybe 1990, and it was on Bush Records on vinyl in them days.
Wouldn't it be wonderful if I could have found that? If only you'd told me.
If anyone's got one, please send it to me. I haven't even got one myself now. And then so music's always been a big part of my life, and I've written music, and I've got pianos at home. I've got a little jazz club under my pub as well, so I do all these sort of things.
You should be Mr. Battle. I don't know what I'm doing here.
And one of the things I do is in London is try and help acoustic artists, up and coming singer-songwriters, and I was fortunate and very lucky to have a good friend, Ed Sheeran, before he was famous. And
so he's not your friend anymore?
No, he is, but he's just too busy to phone me now. And bless him, I'm so chuffed for him. But I remember actually, in fact, Julian Smith, you mentioned before, who was on the show. He was at my birthday party, my 40th, in London at my pub. And this was before Ed was really well known. And he stood up on the table, and I said to everyone, "This guy's going to be massive." And everyone said, "He won't make it. He's got ginger hair and a hoodie." And, he's now number 1 in 63 countries. But, music's a massive part of my life. And as I say, I met Duncan from Blue through a really old friend of mine who sadly died, Stephen Gately. And so I moved into management with them. And then I think if you look at music, it's a business ultimately, and that's what I'm trying to tell Ray. It's treat yourself as a business.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's BBC Radio Jazz. We have a little bit more music, and then we'll come back and chat with Ray Quinn and his manager, Steve Coxall. Is our Mr. Battle for 2014, and also his manager Steve Coxall, who was originally from Jersey and now lives over in London. So looking forward to the Moonlight Parade tonight then, Ray?
I am. I've heard a lot of exciting things about the lights and everything, and it's obviously going to be a step up tonight. I've got a new jacket.
You have got a new jacket. Let's hope you don't look like a geography teacher this time.
A new geography teacher's jacket. I can't wait. And no, I'm really looking forward to it tonight. It should be great. Yeah. The atmosphere will be even better, I'm sure.
Yes, well, it's a bit of a party, and myself and Ashley, who does breakfast, we're hosting it tonight on the arena. So we'll leap on at some point and come and say hello. Come and see your jacket, see how it is. See how your jacket is. But you're leaving again fairly early tomorrow morning, but back again in October.
Yes, 10th of October. 10th of October.
It's a new song.
Yeah, at the Opera House with
Jersey Bounce.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be a really warm, sort of intimate concert with just pure all about the music. So you just come sit and enjoy, as much as you can. And it's just going to be an evening with me, really, for one night only, and I can't wait because already the support and the welcoming that I've had to Jersey has been fantastic. So I'm sure it'll be a great gig.
Yeah, we were talking actually about Parkinson's earlier on in the show, because obviously Robin Williams was diagnosed with it, but his widow's come out and said about it. But it's for Parkinson's, isn't it, Steve?
We're going to donate some of the proceeds to the Jersey Parkinson's charity, which my mum's actually on the committee for. My dad's got Parkinson's. He's in a home in Jersey at Silver Springs, so it's something close to my heart. And I said to Ray, would you mind if we donate some of the proceeds, and with Mark Wilmer from Jersey Bounce? And I think it's good to give something back as well, and make people realise, create the awareness of something whilst you're enjoying music as well. And I did a lot of that. I used to be an ambassador for prostate cancer in the UK, but I think because when something like an illness such as Parkinson's, which is a horrible illness, and it breaks my heart seeing my dad and the way he is, and other people who have it. It's, if you can just do a small little thing just for your awareness and what your brand, and you contribute something, to me it's a good thing. So
Absolutely.
I imagine you get asked quite a lot to do different things for charity and bits and pieces. How do you sort of manage that? Because you obviously want to help everybody, but you can't all the time.
Well, I'm a patron of a charity called Destination Florida, and it's a really, really sweet charity, and every year they do an annual ball, and it's I sing there and stuff, and we have the auctions going off, and it's a great charity for children, basically what really, really ill, some of them terminal, and they take them off to Florida, for Disneyland for a week or so, and there's like 20 of them go, all carers, everything's paid for, and they have the time of their lives, and so I do try and help out as much as I can with charities and stuff, especially like in Liverpool as well, All the Hay and whatnot. So yeah, I mean, you try and do as much as you can, but there's only so much. You can't put yourself in two places at once.
You get so many emails a day, literally, from people, and then individuals directly because they've got affected ones, and we do try and do as much as we can, but there's only so much you can do, because they're in video requests and that, and you get sucked in, you get involved. You have to be a bit disciplined about it. But,
So is Liverpool still home for you?
No, I live in London.
You live in London now? Is that where it's
I've been there for the last 9 years or so now, but I'm always back because my family are all still there. So, as like you say, it's home, and when you go back, you do get this feeling of and you relax. I relax too much when I go to my mum's because dinner's cooked and feet on the couch.
That's what mums do.
Oh, I love it.
That's what mums do.
I was like, Mum, I'm not being funny. Can me and Emma move in?
Do they ever say to you, "You got a bit posh, you've lost your accent"?
No, you're kidding, aren't you? No,
because it's fairly strong. But some people say, when they go home, they go, "Ooh, look at you with your posh accent." And
my cousin said, "Yeah, you've gone all strange." I was like, "Are you messing?" He said, "It's not left me." He's like, "Yeah, it has." But he talks like that, you know what I mean? Like dead strong. It's like all at the back of the throat. So I suppose maybe
you do that when you've had a few beers.
I was going to say, do you have to actually tone it down?
Sometimes I have to tone it down, because some gig, I had a gig once, and I said we'd done a whole thing, and afterwards she said, "I wish you just would have sang," and I went, "Why?" She said, "Because half of us couldn't understand what you were saying." So in every gig now, at the beginning of every gig, I say, "Everybody all right? You okay?" Then I say, "Can you all understand me?" And they go, "Yeah." And I go, "Well, we're off to a good start then." Every gig now.
I've just seen in your website here, 2007, you won the Scousology Award, Personality of the Year.
I did, yeah.
What was that? Who else was in that?
Oh, I think...
Not many.
Famous Scousers that we know and love.
Exactly. I think, with Liverpool, it is such an amazing city, and it's part of my soul, my life, where I'm from, it's who I am, and I love my city very, very much. I'm a very patriotic, very supportive city. Any Scousers doing well, all of us Scousers love it, and it's very close. It's basically, I think it's a little bit like Jersey. Everybody knows everybody. It's a small little city, but it's up and coming. It's had so much money spent on it since the capital of culture thing. It's changed dramatically, and it's a really pretty city now to walk around in. It's really nice, and the people are great. I'm very biased, obviously.
Yeah,
but
well, no,
I
you're
love
very
my
proud.
city.
I mean,
love
you're
my
proud
city.
of Jersey.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's where you come from. So, yeah, everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it keeps you grounded, I think, because my mum and dad are still there. They still give me a slap around the wrist when I do something naughty. And, my mum doesn't like me tattoos, but she still loves me. So, it keeps you grounded, I think.
It is. So you've got between now and sort of 9 o'clock. What are you going to do? You're going to just go and have a kip for a little bit? And
I
just,
wish.
I
No,
wish.
No, you're busy around.
Full
day.
schedule. We got a photo shoot at 4:00, and then we get them picked up again at 5:30 by Kirsty, who's our madam looking after us. Strict. She's very strict, but in a nice way. In a nice
Okay.
way. And then we're going for dinner with the Battle of Flowers
Righty-ho.
Association, and then the parade starts. And
This
then,
9 o'clock,
starts at 9,
yeah.
that's right. And hopefully till about 11:15 when the fireworks kick off.
Fantastic, yeah.
And
So-
then we're back to London, first flight tomorrow, and then
I'm off to Ibiza.
Ibiza.
Are you for work?
Yeah. I've just come back, actually. I was in Ibiza last week. We went to New York. We're on a plane, more times than we're in a car at the minute.
When do you get to see the family?
I'm always home in
Yeah.
between what
That's
I'm doing,
all right. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
always home.
Good. Well, it's been absolutely lovely having you here, Ray. Thank you so much for your time.
No,
Appreciate it, because I
thanks
know
for
you're
having
very, very busy.
No,
so
I love it. Thanks for having me, and thanks for playing my tunes. Thanks for listening, everybody. And I'll see you on the 10th of October, and I'll see you all tonight.
Lovely. Look forward to it. I will leap on your wagon and come and see what your jacket's like and your
Fantastic.
shoes as well.
And by the
very
way,
much.
just before you go, just my website's rayquinn.co.uk. Any info, all the videos, all my music's all on there, so check it out. See you soon.
Perfect. And we've got Fly Me to the Moon.
Among the stars, let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore, because you are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter, Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, please just kiss me. Why don't you fill my heart with song? Let me sing forevermore, because you are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you.
There is Ray Quinn, Fly Me to the Moon. Well, he'll be at the